As the door began to open, and my cheating wife's lover said, "What the hell, Zinnia?" my fist was already flying forward and landed squarely on his nose. His head snapped back, and he fell heavily on his backside. I delivered 2 more crushing blows to his groin, and he whimpered. When I pulled out a knife, my wife emerged from the shower and said, "Hey, John Boy, I thought you were going to join me in the shower." "John Boy seems to be unwell," I growled, still holding the knife. Marriage is built on trust, but the thing about trust, once broken, it can never be the same again. Lisa and I had been together for 8 years, married for 5. I loved her. I built a life with her, and for a long time, I believed she loved me too. But looking back now, I see the signs were always there. It started with the small things, late-night phone calls, a new perfume she had never worn before, the way she started locking her phone. At first, I didn't think much of it. People change, right? Work stress, new hobbies. I made excuses for her until the night she came home smelling like someone else. I had been waiting up for her. She had told me she was grabbing drinks with her coworkers. She stumbled in at 1 a.m., her hair slightly messy, her blouse slightly undone. "You're awake," she slurred, surprised. I stood up from the couch, my stomach in knots. "Yeah, you were out late." She waved her hand dismissively. "Just lost track of time." But then I walked past her, and I smelled it. Men's cologne. Not mine. My chest tightened. That was the moment I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't going to accuse her, not yet. I needed proof. And when I found it, I wasn't just going to confront her, I was going to ruin her. From that night on, I became a different man. I wasn't the trusting, easygoing husband Lisa thought she could deceive. I became a hunter. I needed proof, and if Lisa was going to betray me, then she was going to expose herself with her own stupidity. Lisa started changing. She used to come home from work tired, affectionate, eager to unwind with me. Now she walked in distracted, glued to her phone, laughing at messages she refused to show me. "Just work stuff, babe," she'd say, slipping her phone into her pocket. Liar. She started dressing differently too. Clothes she hadn't worn in years, tighter skirts, lower necklines, lingerie I never got to see. "I just want to feel sexy again," she'd say with a teasing smile. For who, Lisa? But the worst part? The distance. At night, she rolled over in bed, her back to me. She stopped kissing me with that familiar warmth. She was pulling away, and I let her because I knew that soon she would slip up. And when she did, I'd be ready. One Friday night, she told me she had a team dinner. I already knew she was lying, so I did what any sane man in my position would do. I followed her. I parked a block away from the fancy restaurant she mentioned. I waited. I watched. And then, at exactly 8:45 p.m., Lisa walked out with him. Tall, broad shoulders, smug, the kind of man who thought he was better than everyone else. They didn't go their separate ways. They walked together to his car. He opened the door for her. She slid in, smiling, playful, comfortable, like they'd done this 100 times before. My hands tightened around the steering wheel. This wasn't just a fling. Lisa wasn't drunk and making a mistake. She was comfortable, familiar. She was in love with another man, and that meant war. I sat in my car for a long time after Lisa and her lover drove off. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't heartbroken. I was furious. Lisa didn't just betray me. She made a fool out of me. And if she thought I was just going to walk away like some pathetic, heartbroken husband, she had no idea who she was dealing with. Lisa came home that night at 1:12 a.m. I was sitting in the living room, a beer in my hand, watching the door. She stumbled in, trying to look casual. "Hey, babe," she said, forcing a smile. "You're up late." I took a slow sip of my drink. "Yeah, couldn't sleep. How was the dinner?" Her fingers twitched. "Oh, same old. Just a lot of work talk." I stared at her. She held my gaze for a second, then looked away. Liar. "You smell different?" I said casually. Her breath hitched. Yeah. I borrowed some perfume from Melissa. Mine ran out." Another lie. I let it slide because I wasn't confronting her yet. I was collecting evidence. The next day, I got serious. If Lisa wanted to sneak around, I was going to make sure she walked straight into her own downfall. I installed tracking software on her phone. I placed a small GPS tracker in her car. I bought a tiny motion-activated camera and hid it in our bedroom. I was done playing nice, and within 48 hours, I had everything I needed. She wasn't even careful. The texts were disgusting. "I can't stop thinking about last night. When are you coming over again? I miss your body." He has no idea, does he? She sent pictures. She giggled on the phone with him while I was in the next room. And the camera? It recorded everything. Lisa sneaking in after work, stripping down, texting him from our bed. Lisa bringing him into our house, into our bedroom, into our bed. I watched it all, gripping my chair so hard my knuckles turned white. I felt nothing. No sadness, no grief, just rage. Because now I wasn't just going to leave her. I was going to destroy her. I had everything I needed. Proof, evidence, and a burning rage that refused to die down. Lisa thought she was untouchable. She thought she could sneak around with John Boy right under my nose and get away with it. She was dead wrong. I wasn't just going to expose her. I was going to make sure she lost everything. Rage makes people reckless, but I wasn't going to let my anger control me. This had to be smart, brutal, permanent. So I sat down and made a step-by-step plan. Step 1, find out who John Boy really is. Step 2, gather the kind of evidence that ruins lives. Step 3, make sure Lisa and John Boy never recover. And when I was done, I was going to walk away from this without a scratch. Lisa had been careless, but John Boy, he was even worse. A little social media digging gave me everything I needed. Full name, Jonathan John Boy Reynolds. Job, senior executive at a corporate firm. Marital status, married with 2 kids. Reputation, a family man with a perfect public image. I smiled. This was going to be so much fun. I wasn't just going to tell John Boy's wife. I was going to show her. So I recorded everything. Lisa's texts, screenshots, and saved hotel receipts, printed and organized hidden camera footage of them in our house, downloaded and backed up. By the time I was done, I had a collection of evidence so damning that neither Lisa nor John Boy could ever talk their way out of it. Now it was time for the final step. Lisa had planned another work dinner. This time, I let her go, and while she was with John Boy, I did the unthinkable. I packed all her belongings into garbage bags. I changed the locks to our house. I sent every piece of evidence to John Boy's wife. Then I waited. Lisa had no idea that when she came home, she was walking straight into her own destruction. Lisa came home at 1:27 a.m. She must have thought I'd be asleep, clueless, waiting for her like the fool she believed I was. She had no idea I was wide awake, waiting. Her heels clicked against the pavement as she walked up to the front door. I heard her dig through her purse for her keys. Then she tried the lock. It didn't work. She tried again. And again. Then she muttered, "What the hell?" under her breath. I smiled. Lisa knocked, then she banged on the door. "Jerry? Babe? The door won't open." I leaned back in my chair, taking a slow sip of my drink. This was it. The moment she realized her world was about to collapse. I stood up, walked to the door, and slowly turned the handle. When I opened it, Lisa was standing there, confused and slightly irritated. "Why did you lock me out?" she asked, laughing nervously. I tilted my head. "Because you don't live here anymore." Her smile faltered. "What?" I stepped aside, revealing the garbage bags piled up neatly on the porch. "Your things are packed. Your time here is over." Lisa's face drained of color. "Gee, Jerry, what are you talking about?" She let out a shaky laugh. "Are you drunk?" I folded my arms. "You tell me, was I drunk when I found the hidden camera footage of you and John Boy in our bed?" Her whole body stiffened. "What footage?" I pulled out my phone, tapped the screen, and pressed play. Lisa's moans filled the night air. The color in her face turned ghost white. She lunged forward, trying to grab the phone. "Jerry, stop. Let's go inside and talk about this." I stepped back. "You don't get to walk inside anymore, Lisa." Her chest rose and fell in quick, panicked breaths. "Baby, please, I can explain." I laughed, cold, empty. "Oh, I know you can. You were always good at lying, Lisa." She tried to push past me. That's when she saw the second surprise waiting for her, John Boy's wife standing in the driveway. And she did not look happy. Lisa's head snapped toward the driveway, her breath catching in her throat. Standing there, arms crossed, eyes filled with pure hatred, was John Boy's wife. And she wasn't alone. Behind her, their 2 kids sat in the backseat of her car, confused, half asleep, watching their mother's face twist with betrayal and rage. Lisa let out a shaky breath. "Oh my God." John Boy's wife, Samantha, took a slow step forward, her heels clicking against the pavement. "You disgusting." Her voice was deadly calm. Lisa flinched. "Samantha," she started, but Samantha held up a hand. "Don't you dare say my name. You don't get to talk to me." Lisa looked at me, desperate. Jerry, please, let's just go inside and talk about this privately. I let out a dark chuckle. Privately? I gestured to Samantha. I don't think that's an option anymore. Lisa tried to run. She turned like she was going to dart off the porch, maybe to hide, maybe to escape. But Samantha, she was faster. She grabbed Lisa by the hair and yanked her back. Lisa screamed. Oh, now you're scared? Samantha hissed. You weren't scared when you spread your legs for my husband. I leaned against the doorframe, watching Lisa squirm. I wasn't going to stop this. This wasn't just my revenge anymore. It was Samantha's too. Lisa tried to pry Samantha's hands off her. Samantha, please. It was just a mistake. Samantha laughed bitterly. Mistake! She shoved Lisa onto the pavement. You don't accidentally screw someone's husband for months. Lisa hit the ground with a painful thud. She started crying. I watched her, completely unmoved, because I remembered how she laughed behind my back, how she mocked me with John Boy, how she ruined our marriage without a second thought, and now she was getting exactly what she deserved. Samantha turned to me, her breathing heavy. Where is he? She asked, voice shaking. Who? I played dumb. She gritted her teeth. Jonathan, where is he? I smirked. Probably hiding like the coward he is. Samantha pulled out her phone. She tapped the screen, put it on speaker, and called him. It rang, and then a groggy voice answered. Hey baby, why are you calling so late? Samantha's lips curled into a sick smile. Baby? She repeated, her voice dripping with venom. There was silence, then a nervous chuckle. Samantha, shut up. She took a deep breath. You're done, Jonathan. I'm divorcing you. I've already spoken to my lawyer. His voice cracked. Samantha, please, let's talk about this. Talk? Like how you talked with Lisa in her bed? She tilted the phone toward me. Or do you mean like how you called her husband a loser? John Boy was silent. Samantha let out a bitter laugh. Oh, don't worry. I sent all the evidence to your job too. Let's see how powerful you feel when you're unemployed and homeless. John Boy started panicking. Samantha, wait, please. She hung up. Lisa sobbed on the ground. Samantha turned to me. I'll handle him. You finished dealing with her. I nodded. Then I looked down at my cheating wife. It was time for the final blow. Lisa lay crumpled on the pavement, her body shaking as sobs racked through her. The woman who once laughed behind my back, who paraded her affair like a trophy, who thought she was untouchable, was now a pathetic, broken mess. And I wasn't done yet. I crouched down beside her, keeping my voice calm and measured. You spent months betraying me, Lisa, mocking me, bringing another man into our home, sleeping in our bed with him, and now, I gestured around, now you're exactly where you belong, on the ground with nothing left. Lisa sniffled, her mascara running down her face. Jerry, please, I know I hurt you, but... She swallowed hard. You still love me, right? I almost laughed. Lisa, I don't even recognize you anymore. Her eyes filled with panic. But we've been together for 8 years. You can't just throw it all away. I stared at her. You threw it away the moment you opened your legs for another man. Her face crumpled. I reached into my jacket pocket, pulling out a thick folded envelope. Here. I dropped it beside her. Lisa blinked, confused, before picking it up with trembling hands. She opened it, her eyes scanning the papers inside. Her breath hitched. Divorce papers? She choked out. I nodded. Already signed. All I need is your signature. Lisa let out a broken gasp. Jerry, you don't have to do this. I tilted my head. You think I'd stay with you after this? I let out a sharp laugh. You think after everything you've done, after all the times you mocked me with your little boyfriend, I'd forgive you? Lisa clutched the papers in her hands. I can change, Jerry. I'll make it up to you, I swear. I shook my head, my voice turning ice cold. Lisa, the only thing you're going to do is sign those papers and get the hell out of my life. She collapsed into sobs, but I didn't care, because now it was time for her final humiliation. Lisa hadn't just betrayed me. She had betrayed dozens of people who thought she was someone she wasn't. So I made sure everyone knew the truth. I sent the affair evidence to her family. I sent it to her closest friends. I sent it to her workplace, where sleeping with a married coworker was grounds for immediate termination. By the next morning, Lisa's entire world crumbled. Her parents disowned her. Her friends turned their backs on her. She lost her job in a single phone call. She called me over and over again, leaving voicemails, begging me to talk. I never did. She had become a ghost in my life, just like she deserved. Samantha wasn't playing around. She filed for divorce immediately. She wiped out their joint bank accounts. She took their house, their car, and full custody of their kids. And John Boy? He got fired when his workplace received an anonymous tip about his extracurricular activities. By the end of the week, he was jobless, homeless, and completely alone. His last message to Lisa: "You ruined my life." Lisa tried to go running to him, but John Boy had nothing left to offer her, and just like that, they both lost everything. A month later, I was happier than I'd been in years. I traveled. I reconnected with old friends. I met new women, women who actually respected me. And Lisa? She was living in a tiny apartment, broke, jobless, and completely alone. The last message I ever got from her: "I miss you." I stared at the screen for a second, then I laughed and blocked her number. Because the best revenge is watching them destroy themselves. Was this revenge justified, or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take. And if you love jaw-dropping pro-revenge stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like for more thrilling tales you won't want to miss. Every like, share, and subscription means the world to us. It helps us keep bringing you the stories you crave. Your support truly makes a difference. Thank you so much for being part of our community.